Hey guys, it's Marissa. You might have heard about me from Lily's previous videos. I met Lily at MAGCON San Francisco. We went on day 2, which was March 20th, 2016. And yeah. I'm just going to start off when I left my house for MAGCON San Francisco. And I left my house at probably like 10:30. And doors opened at 1 o'clock, yeah. And we were running kind of late because I live about 2.5 hours away from San Francisco. And it was pouring rain outside. Especially in the Bay Area. And traffic was crazy because of the rain. And if you've ever been to San Francisco, traffic's already bad, but when it's raining, there's car accidents and it's awful. I got there probably 30 minutes late, but they still hadn't let VIP in because VIP goes in first. So we took our car to our parking garage, maybe a block away. Then we walked, and we were at the very end of the VIP line, which I was fine with because I really wanted to be last, simply because I wanted to be last to meet the boys, because I feel like if you're last, they don't rush you as much. So I was at the end of the line, and that's when I met Lily. Lily was also really late, and her mom and my mom started talking while me and Lily were just kind of awkwardly standing there. And then we got inside, and me and Lily were still together. So we told our parents we're going to try to make it to the front. Only problem with that is everybody wants to make it to the front. So you are fighting against a bunch of fangirls to try to get to these boys. And I'm not a rough person. I don't like pushing, but Lily told me if you really want to get to the front, we need to push. So me and her pushed our way, got threatened a couple times, but some girl wanted to punch me. She was probably 19, so oh well. And me and Lily got probably the second row, and it was chaotic. Girls were passing out. They were having to get taken out of the crowd because we were getting moved around so much. It was like a wave. And I ended up messing my back up really bad, but we won't get into that. And me and Lily, everybody's sweating, and it's chaotic. And by the time they announced, they started saying, oh, well, let's get ready for the boys, it just got worse and worse, and people were just pushing and pushing. And Lily, she could barely take it. Neither could I. It was awful. And once the boys ran out and passed by us, Lily, she couldn't do it. She was probably going to pass out if she stayed there any longer. So she left. She went up to the balcony with our parents, and I stayed. I refused to give up that spot. And the girls in front of me, the ones that were letter A for VIP. So once A was called, they left. So I took their spot. So I was against the barricades, which was also painful because you're getting pushed. I had bruises. It was awful, but it was definitely worth it because while Lily was still with me,
Trey Schaefer! Dylan!
was there, Willie Jones was sitting over by the barricades, and I was yelling and screaming to have him come over, but he was just rocking out. And after like 5 minutes of me yelling his name, he came over, sat right in front of me. I put my phone around. I took a video with him, so I'll put that right here.
So after the show or during the show or when you go to the bathroom, whatever.
So when I was letter H for VIP, I don't know if you can see that, which was the last group food. So I left Lilly. She went and met the boys, and I got my mom, and we went. And first was Taylor, and Taylor, he was really nice. He had a really strong, like, Southern accent. Like, I knew he had a Southern accent. I just didn't know it was that strong until, like, I talked to him. And he was super nice. But he had, like, a fan right next to him, like, one of those big old fans. And, like, the air was blowing, so I could, like, anyway. Yeah. So I'll put that video right here. Okay, and then after that was Jacob Sartorius, and Jacob is the most hated out of all the MAGCON boys, and I felt so bad. Like, he was super nice. He's 13, and he's taller than me, and I'm older than him. And I felt really bad because he was posing, and I didn't realize he was still posing, and I stopped, turned to him, hugged him, and just walked away. Nervous, like, I don't know, I just freaked out. Like, when I left each boy, I never gave eye contact because I was just so, like, overwhelmed and excited because I waited 3 years to go to MAGCON. I was a fan of MAGCON when it was old MAGCON, so, like, I waited forever to go to MAGCON. So, after Jacob was Chris Miles. Chris Miles, when I was walking up to him, Cameron walked by, and, like, he, like, went like this, like, went towards him, like, and then he realized I was walking up, and he, like, came. He hugged me. He was also, like, super duper nice. He posed. A lot of people say that he's full of himself, which is kind of true, but yeah. So I'll put that video right here. Okay, and then after Chris was Carter Reynolds. Carter, he was faced the opposite direction and on his phone. So I was like, I didn't know whether or not I should go up to him. So my mom was like, you know what, just call his name or something. I was like, okay. So I walked up and I was like, Carter. And he's like, oh, my bad. And he put away his phone. He posed with me, and that was actually Carter's last show with MAGCON. He left MAGCON after that. I'm sure you heard the drama about that, but yeah, that was his last show with MAGCON. So yeah, I'll put that video right here. Okay, so after Carter was Blake Gray. Blake was jamming out to, I forget what song, but he was having a blast, and he was, like, hopping around when I, like, walked up to him, and, like, he hugged me and stuff, and we posed, and he asked me a question. I think he asked my name, and I looked at him the same time he looked at me, and, like, we got super close, but you can see we both, like, went back. So, like, we almost kissed, but we didn't. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, basically our faces just got really close. And he was super nice. Everybody says that he gives the best hugs and, like, all this stuff, which is true. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'll put that video right here. Hunter Rowland. And Hunter is like my everything. Like, I love Hunter Rowland so much. And I know you're supposed to go to Hunter and Brandon, but I was going to go to Hunter and then like tell Brandon to come towards me so that way we could all take a picture together. And then after that, I was going to go just with Brandon. But while I was with Hunter, he was talking to me. He reached out his hand and I didn't see it at first, but then we like locked hands like this. And he was holding on to like my back and he started walking with me to my mom because I was going to go get my phone. And he went up to her and gave her a high five and said, "You did good with this one." But after that, there was Brandon, because I was just going to do, like I said, all of us, but since Hunter walked me back to the line with my mom, I walked back to go to Brandon, and Brandon is made fun of for his height. He's 13, he's pretty short, but he'll grow. He he kind of went on his tippy toes when he hugged me, which was pretty cute, but yeah, he was super nice. He like, as I walked away, he's like, "Wait, no," and he gave me another hug. So yeah, I'll put that video right here. After Brandon and Hunter was Dylan Dozart, and Dylan, honestly, I didn't know a lot about him. My friend knew a lot about him. So I took a picture with him. He was super nice. He was on his phone too when I walked up to him, but he put it away once I got there. Was Aaron Carpenter. Aaron was super nice. Like, there was like ropes dividing them between the other boys, and Aaron was super nice. He asked my name, he asked how I was doing. He was just probably one of the nicest ones there, and he also complimented my outfit. You can see him do this, and he's like, "Oh, I like your outfit."
And that made me feel really happy because I stressed about that outfit, you have no idea. And
after that, he walked up to my mom and gave her a hug and said, "Thank you for coming." Like, because my mom filmed all the videos for me. I didn't want the ladies filming it because there are people there that can film it for you, but I trusted my mom over them, so I gave my phone to my mom, and he hugged her. She didn't know what to do. She was like, "Oh, okay," and she hugged him, and you can kind of hear it in the video where he was like, "Oh, thank you." So yeah, I'll put that right here.
Thank you for coming.
After Aaron was Cameron Dallas. I had a heart attack. Like, I was like, my heart was beating as I was like getting closer and closer in line, and like, you could tell like my mom was like knew that I was freaking out. Like, I was about to cry, but I was okay. And I told my mom, "Record on your phone." I'm taking my phone. I was gonna take my phone so that way I could take a video for my friend Colin, because he loves Cameron Dallas. And I was gonna have Cameron say like, "Oh, hey Colin, like I love you," or something. And I start walking with my phone, and the lady grabs me and she's like, "You can't take selfies." And the girl that went before me just took her phone with her. Like, I was like, "What do you mean? Like, I'm taking my phone to take a video." And she's like, "No, you can't take your video there." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I gave she was like trying to take my phone, so I gave it to my mom. And I walked up to Cameron, and you can see as he hugs me, he gives her a dirty look, and then he picks me up, and yeah, you can watch the video. Cameron, I was shaking. I just it all just hit me. Like, I just met the MAGCON boys. Like, I waited 3.5 years for that. And I walked up. They give you one of these VIP lanyards when you go. And they also give you a poster with all of them. But you can't get it signed until you go to merch signing. So, yeah. And then I left. And as soon as I walked out, I cried. I'm not going to lie. I cried my eyes out. So my mom recorded me. I just cried because it hit me. Like, I just met these boys that I've obsessed over for the past 3.5 years. Like, I was so happy. So after that, I was exhausted. My legs were killing me. My back was killing me from all the crowd movement. So me and Lily, we sat on the floor as I was crying, and Lily was like freaking out. And we just sat there on our phones talking, and then we both bought merch, and we got in line for merch signing because we knew it was about time that they were going to start doing it. So we get in line, and then all of a sudden they're like, all right guys, so meet and greets are over. We're going to start heading over to merch signing, and everybody starts running and going through and cutting in line and for merch signing, and they definitely could have done better with security on that, I'm not going to lie. But it was, a lot of girls were cutting, and I was just in pain, and the show had to run really late. At this point, it was 10:30, and it was supposed to end at 9 or 8. I think it was supposed to end at 8, and merch was after that. And it was running really late, but my mom knew that I had to get these signed. So me and Lily and my mom and her mom were in line, and my mom bought me merch while I was in the crowd because I couldn't leave my spot. So she got me a Jacob Sartorius bracelet. She didn't know what bracelet, like who I liked, so she just got what she could. And then I got a Taylor Kniff MAGCON red sweatshirt. And we were in line for a merch signing for probably an hour, I would say. And we finally got there. We were supposed to sign, like, we were allowed to only sign 2 things. So I was going to get my sweatshirt and my poster signed. And Lily really wanted to get her phone case signed, but if they saw your phone, they were going to confiscate you and kick you out of the building. It was a mess. So, yeah. So Willie Jones was kind of upset that we had to stay in line that long and it was late. So he went through the line, went person by person, and signed for them. So I didn't want to hold up the line and have him sign 2 things. So I only had him sign my poster. And he was super nice about it. Like, my mom was like, well, why didn't all the other boys do that? I was like, Mom, if Cameron Dallas walked by me one more time, I will hug him and not let go. Like, we got into merch. Somehow I lost Lily in all of it. Like, people cut me and my mom. So she was in front of me. So I started going, and Aaron was first. So I had Aaron sign this and my jacket, and he signs really big. So it's not hard to tell which one's not him, you know. So yeah, he signed with a green pen, no, blue pen. It was kind of weird, but you know. And as I was walking away, Christian started, he sat down. I was like, oh, can he sign my poster? Like, can I just put it down one? And like, no, we need to keep the line going. I was like, but he's right there. So they wouldn't let me. I got kind of mad. Basically, we went along the line, and then Cameron, he signed my poster. But then if you've seen the MAGCON experience video on the MAGCON tour YouTube video, you see Cameron jump onto the security guard with his best friend. I think his name is Eric. I always forget his name. But he jumped up on him, and my mom kind of got irritated. She's like, Cameron, you never finished my daughter's stuff. And he's like, oh, my bad. So he signed my jacket right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. But it's only a CA. He didn't put the M because he was too busy playing with his security guard. I was like, okay, it's all good. Like, it's alright. And he apologized, like, when he came back the first time, but then he never came back. And, like, the lady took my poster and moved it along to Blake. And Blake signed it and moved it back to where Cameron was, so when Cameron came back, he could sign it. But the lady looked Blake dead in the eyes and moved it back. And I was like, thanks, Blake, but, you know, that didn't work. So after that was Hunter. He signed my poster, but, like, my poster was getting past, like, it was going faster than I was going, I guess you could say. So he just signed it, and then when he signed my, my jacket, he put a little heart right there. And Jacob put, I think this is supposed to be like Jacob's version of a heart. I don't know what that is, I think, but yeah. So we went through that. Me and Lily met up. It turns out we were in the same parking garage. So we went to the parking and then we said our goodbyes, went in our cars, and we left. And I haven't seen Lily since, but we're planning to see each other this summer because she lives up in the Bay Area and I live a few hours away from there. So yeah, that wraps up my MAGCON experience. And yeah, sorry if everything's kind of moved around. I forgot to add that I am very, very grateful that I was able to go to MAGCON, get VIP. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew I was very grateful for that. If anyone has any questions, comment them, just message me something, like, don't be afraid to ask. And I'm very grateful that my mom was able to pay for me to go to MAGCON and I was able to get VIP. So yeah, thank you for watching.